Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank y'all for stopping by the live stream again. We always have a topic, but of course, this is your live stream, so whatever it is you want to talk about, we're going to talk about it. Just put it over here and I'll try my best to get to it. Today is getting out of your comfort zone and coming to the Philippines may change your life. I want to give a shout out to the NTZ crew, Michael Beecher Life. I see Elette Mercado, and I'm pretty sure Jacob Tanja is going to be on here. My old heads, there's Ken McCulkin. He said, "Good morning, Cal. Did you get my email I sent you, mate?" I did. I replied to it, man. Looks like you made a good choice, brother. And best wishes to you. And I look forward to meeting you when you get over here. I'll send you my contact information once you get here. There's the doubtful genius, wonders of life. He says, getting out of your comfort zone and going into the torrid zone where the Philippines are located may shock your senses, and you must accumulate or acclimate to your new environment. There's Michael Beecher Life. Any new viewers and subscribers to the live stream for the first time, and and anybody catching this on replay, the peso is 56.08. I mean, sticking at 56, man, which is great. If you have any inkling of coming over here and you can get your hands on those pesos, exchange them right now while they're high. If you're over here now, be a good time to do it. You know, I got this subject right out of my interview with Marcus because anybody who watched that video, he's from Chicago, will see that this gentleman, he stepped out of his comfort zone. He said when he got on that plane and he knew he was in for a long trip because he saw the blanket, the pillow, and the slippers. He had never really taken an overseas trip. Yeah, he went to Jamaica. They don't consider that overseas, guys. And the one thing that stuck out from that interview, he said, but it was worth it. He was talking about how long that trip is. And, it was brutal. He said, but it was worth it. And see, that's the whole point of getting out of your comfort zone. Your new life is outside of that comfort zone. And most of us are living in a comfort zone. Let's be honest about it. But I'm going to tell you this. The only time I reference cheater on my channel is when I'm talking about don't cheat yourself out of the great life that you deserve. Don't shortchange yourself, guys. See, when a man or woman has more than one partner, I don't call them a cheater. I don't call that cheating. I call that having options. But on my channel, cheating refers to cheating yourself, guys. So that's what we want to talk about today. I love LaChan said it absolutely changed mine for the better. Yeah, we've got to get out of the comfort zone. See, and it's not easy. Most of us, if not all of us, were born with big dreams. But society places us in that box, man, and it's comfortable for some of us. Hell, all you got to do is go and punch the clock, do your responsibilities. Hell, and at the end of the week, you get that paycheck. It's set up so good for us. It's so easy over there. But stepping outside your comfort zone is not easy, man. When I stopped drinking and getting high, man, it was it was the hardest thing I've ever done. But man, was it worth it. Wonders of Life said, my life has changed dramatically once I started walking. Then I got an education, then job and earned money, which led to vacations. Then the internet made connecting to persons and places easy. UFOs. Now let's talk about some examples of getting out of your comfort zone, which is just a polite way of saying, what did I say here? A self-imposed prison. You've built your tomb. You haven't died physically yet, but you're mentally dead. When you're in that down comfort zone, it's a comfort tomb, really. You're existing, man. You're not living. What's up, Derek Casanaras? And this guy's got a great Facebook page, man. I mean, I'm not just saying it because he's part of the community. It really is. If you plan on going to Thailand anytime soon, it's brothers and sisters in Thailand. And it's people, I mean, it's thousands of people, and they sharing their experiences, what's new, what's old, where because weed is legal over there now, the happenings and everything. Go on his channel, man, and check it out. What's up, Gerald Wilkins? He's Dover, Delaware, United States Air Force retired veteran, prepared for another edition. Hello, Cal and the Sunshine Shoulder family. Now, that's a great introduction right there. But let's talk about some things, some examples of getting out of what a comfort zone is, or leaving your comfort zone. Getting off those dating sites and introducing yourself to women face to face or men face to face. See, that's getting out of your comfort zone. A lot of us are afraid to do that. It's too easy just to get on the dating site. Get out of the comfort zone, stop, hey, I want to get introduced to somebody. Everybody wants to ease us off the way. We're comfortable in that tomb. You're just physically dead, guys. You don't come alive till you get outside that comfort zone. I'm telling you from experience. Getting out of your comfort zone is not only taking a trip, but imagine moving into a new community or moving into a new country. Excuse me. Is that getting out of your comfort zone? Yes, it is. For Marcus, and I've got a buddy, Gleason Baker, getting on a plane and flying overseas is getting out of your comfort zone. And this is really your comfort zone right here. This controls everything. All you really have to do to change your life is change your thinking. That's what I did. It's a fact, man. This is what's holding you back. This is why you won't get on that plane. This is why you won't go ahead and retire. This is why you won't leave that relationship. It's all right here. It's a self-imposed prison that you've created for yourself. And it's comfortable there. Hell, you get home, like I said, dinner may or may not be made. She may or may not cooperate. And you've gotten used to that. And, it's nice. At least you got somebody there with you, They call that codependency. But you're not going to leave because you don't know what's out there. This is the reason why a lot of people won't work commission jobs. We love certainty, guys. Let's face it. But to be honest with you, I love uncertainty. I don't want to know what today's going to bring. I want it to be a surprise. Do you really want to know what each day is going to bring? Do you really want to know when you're going to die? I don't think you really do. Elette says, has everybody clicked the like button yet? And it's kind of humid this morning. Now, yesterday when I made that video, I would have loved for it to be like this. No wind blowing, but man, it was blustery yesterday. Jacob Tanze says, we're going to regulate. Watch out. Absolutely. It's all positive energy today, guys. Breathe in the positive energy. Breathe out that bullshit, man, and that negative energy. We don't need it, man. This is what keeps you in that comfort zone. You're afraid. Fear keeps you in there. Then your good, well-meaning friends and family, your opposition, they doubting you, they hating you. Sam Chambers said, good morning, Cal, and those in the East, and good evening to all others in the West. Phil Thomas, what's up, man? What's up, Stanley? Yeah, they front and center today, man. I appreciate that. Is the NBA on tonight, or is it? Or do they go back to Denver? So maybe I think it'll be on Sunday. That damn center for Denver, man, he's kicking behind. KW says, just a dumb old boy from Texas says, when you help others, you help yourself. This is the real deal. This guy is legitimate. He came to my house, actually brought a friend with him, and blessed the Sunshine Shoulders residence, man, with some gifts, man. Matter of fact, I had on that tennis shirt you bought over there, man. It's a 2X, but that's okay. What's up, Michael Alexander? That's Ozzy. That's Coach J2 Trill. He said, what's good, fam? And we talking about getting out of the comfort zone. You've been out of there a long time ago. But let's give some more examples. It's really just doing anything that you're not comfortable doing. Just trying something new. Imagine jumping out of a plane. Wouldn't that be leaving your comfort zone? But I want to go back because I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Don't cheat yourself, guys, out of the great life you deserve. Don't be a cheater. Don't shortchange yourself. And I'm going to give you some examples of cheating yourself. When you're afraid, when you're fearful, that's cheating yourself, because courage simply means you're going to proceed despite the fear. That's what that means. But letting fear keep you in your tracks. Don't get on that plane. Don't say hello to the girl. Imagine what Marcus did. If you think this isn't getting out of your comfort zone, this guy installed carpets for 20 years. Got home one day, every bone in his body's aching, and he said, man, I'm going to go and take this real estate test. Imagine that, man. He was in his comfort zone. I'm pretty sure he knows everything there is to know about installing carpets. But now he says, I'm going to put all this comfort behind me, and I'm going to go out there and become a real estate agent. I know nothing about it. I don't even know if I'm going to be good at it. But I'm going to take that leap of faith. He wasn't afraid. Hating, when we're hating on other people, man, you're cheating yourself. That's a lot of negative energy. That's a lot of energy you're wasting when you hate on other people. And, jealousy goes right along with that. If you've been watching my channel, you know that jealousy is a form of insanity. I didn't say that. Look that up. Psychologists say that jealousy is a form of insanity. You're cheating yourself. There's enough life out here for everybody. I mean, it's enough to go around, man. But first you have to I was talking to Marilyn about this earlier today. What's your definition of a good life? Many of us are living on somebody else's definition. Les Brown said, most of us earn a living, raise a family, and then die. That's that old white picket fence definition of a good life, man. Well, if that's what you're doing now, I feel sorry for you, man, because there's much more to life out here than that. But envy, selfishness, you're cheating yourself, man. Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself to the finer things in life. You deserve it. Many of us don't think we deserve it. Hey, Clint Dow said 4 more days. I hope we hook up, Cal. I'm going to be here, man. Hey, Jacob Tonje says that was a great vlog. Thank you. I was telling you on that vlog that if you're going to, even if you're just going to, like Marcus, he said in the back of his mind he wants to have a YouTube channel, but he's really just documenting his trip over here. There's so much material here. There's so much content here. You could just walk up and down that beach. Hey, Mr. Bay, thanks for that super chat. He says, for the good work you do. I really appreciate it, man. Yeah, you can just walk up and down that beach. Everybody doesn't experience that. We take it for granted. We were talking, me and Oliver, because he's here on Sikiho Island. We were just out there drinking coffee, and a local came up who's staying in the resort. It's sold, and he's fully booked. This place is popular, really, man. It is. But we were just talking, and he said that we didn't even ask him. He just said he's from Bacala. He said, we consider Sikihor an enchanted island. This is where we come to get away from the smoke of the big city, the cars, the crowds, and just sit back and relax. See, and this is what I'm saying. This is why I'm here. What's up, Moments with Mitch? How was your annual enrollment period and actually your the AEP? I'm gonna tell you something, man. I don't miss those days. You can earn a lot of money, but I sure don't miss them. But yeah, what's your definition of a good life? You have to have that first. Okay. Remember, we were all born with big dreams, man. But fear is what stops us from realizing those dreams. I just decided to hell with it, man. I know that once I decided I wanted a successful life, I knew Mother Nature was going to throw everything at me. Misfortune was coming. I knew it. Obstacles were coming. I already knew it. Hey, Shelby, what's up with you and Wendy? I think y'all changed y'all's profile name. He said, say hi and God bless you and your family from Detroit. Thank you, man. I appreciate y'all's support. He says, Fresh Aloha says, I grew up in Hawaii on the beach like that for 25 years. I'm in Cali now. But I'll be there in Almost Lady in August. Can't wait. It is a big difference, man. Of course, the lady, pushes back when I said, oh, I only went to 2 beaches in Florida. No, actually, I went to more than 2. I went to Fort Myers Beach, and then I went to Destin, Florida. And the beaches all look the same to me. They're just a vast field of sand. And then you have the ocean. Some of them have that little dock out there that you can walk and take pictures, but that's it. She jumped on my case. We're proud of our beaches here, and I wasn't talking about them. I'm just saying the beaches that I've been to, I noticed. I didn't notice the difference until I got here. Most of the Philippine beaches, the coastline is untouched. Do they have man-made beaches here? Yeah. Lackawanna Island is a man-made beach. I didn't know that till today. The local told me that. That's from Bacala. His name is Marvin. He's a great individual. Real friendly, man. And he says, he was asking us why did we want to come here to the Philippines. I was like, well, hell, I lived in America for 55 years. I wanted to change the pace. I'm getting out of my comfort zone is what I told him. M. Hartman says, you're so right, Cal. With so much toxic masculinity talk the last few years, most guys hardly feel like we deserve a life like you got. Thank you for showing us it's possible and inexpensive. You're welcome. And that's profound what you're saying right there. There's Camilla Cookie. That's Shelby and Wendy. Thanks for that super sticker. But you're right. See, a lot of us, we're afraid to even think to even desire a life like that. It's almost wrong to do that. Oh, you're being selfish and all that, right? But it's not true, guys. We all deserve the best that life has to give. There's no reason to hate. There's no reason to be jealous or envious. There's enough life out there for everybody. Elat Mikado says, I love you, Calvin. I love you back. I really do. I mean, I know you got my back. She said, your inspiration has been contagious. My life is changing daily. Thank you. I'm just standing on the shoulders of the people who came before me. And now people can stand on my shoulders if they want to, but only if you want to get a better view. Don't stand on my shoulders to try to kick me down. Don't do that. RC and Jack, she said, been a minute, 12 months until retirement. Wow. He's going to Palawan now. People was like, oh, paradise is in the eyes of the beholder. It is. But it is paradise over here. And Palawan is certainly paradise too. Remember, we're still on planet Earth. Because they call it the Philippines or they renamed it the Philippines doesn't make it any less beautiful, guys. He said, expecting you and the family to visit and let us host you. You ain't seen beaches until you've seen Palomar. Peace and love. Man, thank you, brother. And I'm certainly going to take you up on that. I'm going up in Luzon if the creek don't rise next month and visit my buddy Philip Cooper. He lives right on the beach. He built a spectacular house, 5 bedrooms, so many bathrooms, a balcony that goes all the way around. But he's married now, see, right on the beach. He said, Cal, he's been a subscriber probably since I had about 400 subscribers. He said, come on up here, bring your whole family. Because they came and visited us, and our daughters are about the same age. Sahara's 17. I think his daughter's 16 or 17. And they bonded. Hey, thanks, Michael Alexander, for that super chat. He says, we love you, Brother Cal, man. I love you back. And that's real talk, man. It's all positive energy, man, we need to give out here, guys. It's the only reason I'm sitting here today. If I just kept with that negative stuff I was doing, I just changed my thinking. If you don't believe me, there's something called the law of substitution. It's a universal law. Your mind can only occupy one thought at a time. So if you find yourself thinking negative, replace it with a positive thought. Write down what it is you desire in life and look at it throughout the day. It's eventually going to replace that negative stuff that we got in there. You're going to stop saying, I can't, and you're going to start saying, I can. See, I woke up in a crack house on Christmas Day without a penny in my pocket. I couldn't even go home, man. I was not welcome in my own house. And to go from that to go to where I am now, it took some change in my thinking. I stopped thinking like a crackhead, and I started thinking like a businessman, really, is what I started thinking. It don't cost anything to change your thoughts, guys. It's free, and you can do it right now. Hey, see me in my 50s, says, what's up, Cal? I'm glad to see a man your age taking good care of yourself. That's inspiring for me at 51 years old. Keep it up, brother, and enjoy your life and be safe while in the Philippines. Thank you, brother. Yep. Like I said, I'm not going to cheat myself. See me in my 50s. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to cheat myself anymore. Laura said, Calvin, if I'm watching you on my TV and my phone at the same time, is that 2 views? I doubt it. Because I think what they do, Laura, is, you know, with all this AI and everything like that, you know, they're reading your IPO. They know where you are. You can't fool the algorithm and AI. I'm sorry. Camilla Cookie says, hey, Cal, we support you. I hope you and your family are holding up good. Don't worry about your distractors. I'm not, man. And thank you so much. You know, because my actions speak for themselves. I mean, it is what it is, guys. You know, y'all been watching me for almost 3 years. You can't fake that, what I'm doing. But I decided I wasn't going to cheat myself. I wasn't going to let fear drive me out of my paradise. I had to get out of my comfort zone, guys. There's going to be obstacles, man. It's scary to leave doing something that you know 100%. And then you're going to walk out a door into the unknown. You know how much courage that takes. But this is where your new life is going to reside. That's where it's waiting for you. It's time for you to go to another level. It's almost as if, look at what this guy's talking about. Free diving or scuba diving. Imagine a lot of people are afraid of that ocean, man. That's how Mo said he got out of his comfort zone. My buddy Mo that was here, he stayed with me in my room in here for about 10 days, I think. 8 or 10 days. He said, Calvin, I wanted to get over my fear of the ocean. Because remember, it's a whole new world down there. We're only seeing a small part of the earth. when you stay on top of the water, when you stay on land. Most of the earth we don't see. He said I had to get over that. So I started scuba diving, I started free diving. He said, I'm so glad. He said, when I come to the Philippines, I don't want to do nothing else. Chocolate Man Mike, Philippines Experience. He says, Uncle Cal, the sea, the ocean is a beautiful part of the ecosystem here in the Philippines. It heals you mentally, physically, and spiritually. It speaks to your soul. That's why I enjoy free diving. You couldn't have said it any better because that's the truth. I mean, that's the God honest truth right there. If you don't believe me, man, remember we're 75% water. We have a natural affinity to the ocean and to water. You talk to any psychologist uh, worth their diploma, and they'll tell you that just coming and sitting by the ocean and hearing the waves crashing in is therapeutic. It's good for your mental health. Jim Crane said the beaches in both places are sometimes different, sometimes the same, but right now these similar beaches cost $4,000 per month. Absolutely, here rather than $400 per month in the Philippines. Great point. And it's really what I was trying to say yesterday. I said, hey, I'm able to access this and enjoy this right here for $12.50 a day. But I guess they missed that. Scamper Steven says, you haven't seen beaches that you've been Australia, mate. It's all paradise, man. King Arthur says, Camilla Cookie, east side or west side of Detroit? I see where they got a new NBA. The Pistons got a new coach. He said the power of positivity, it really is. One of my favorite books, and I had one of the original versions until my American wife, my ex-American wife. I had like $10,000 worth of books, you know, first print books. I mean, I really had some great books. One of them was The Power of a Positive Mental Attitude by W. Clement Stone and Napoleon Hill. And that's true about if you think positive. See, if you act enthusiastically, you will start becoming enthusiastic. He said, man, every time I close my eyes, I see paradise. Okay, John Seb says you need to watch Calvin with two different accounts. Watching from two devices with the same account still counts as one view. Yeah. I mean, I really love her intent, though. Deviate says, hope to link up with you in the Philippines soon, brother. Come on, man. I see where you make a lot of content. Congratulations, man. Keep up your work, man. Imagine if I'd have stopped when I got discouraged. Because that's going to happen, guys. You know, it's not going to be easy to step out of that comfort zone. And then there's going to be many times where you're going to doubt yourself and say, you want to run back. All that is part of Mother Nature's filtering process. She can't let everybody succeed. She wants to let everybody succeed, but she knows that she got to put some obstacles in the way. W Seekers for Success, thanks for that super chat. He said, I overcame my fear of the sea by watching Explorer Channel. To hell with jumping in that water. I tell you, I was watching something last night about these damn box jellyfish. You know, they're not all around the world, but they're like in Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia, and I think some parts of Australia. And you really got to be careful, man, these things, because they can kill you. But I've learned some things because when I first started coming to the Philippines, I didn't even know anything about a box jellyfish. And I used to be all in that ocean all the times of the day. But now I know, you know, they said they mostly swim at night. I'm learning as much as I can because that's part of my comfort zone is really going out there and getting in that ocean. I mean, really getting in the ocean, not just swimming around in it. But them box jellyfish, they'll cause you to pause over here because it's you're like, I didn't even know that they even existed, because most of them little jellyfishes, man, they're just harmless. But this thing has those stingers, man, and they can kill one jellyfish, one box jellyfish. I think they said can kill 50, 60 human beings. I'm like, wow. Hey, Willie Rivers said, what's up, Cal? How are you? Peace and love, family, Toledo, Ohio. What's up, brother? Yeah, he says, yeah, some serious jellyfish. The box jellyfish, hey, Quintessential One, he said, Cal, you keep getting better and better, my brother. I'm proud of your evolution. Well, thank you, man. I really, really appreciate that. Because that's all I'm trying to do, man. I'm trying to evolve, really, and really make my channel really where it's for men and women. It had gotten to the point where it was kind of leaning toward men, and that's okay because I know over in the West we're getting beat up. And by me being a man, women really don't relate to me a whole lot. Although Laura and Yolette and a few others do, but mostly men, they see themselves in me like, man, I'm going to tell you, I know what you're going through because I went through it all. We were talking to the guy today. He's like, oh, I wish I was able to retire. And I said, well, he said, I hate getting up and going to work every day. He says, I wish that I could not have to go to work. And I said, well, we did all that. He's 33. One, if there's a peanut butter fish. There's another thing over here that will sting you just like a jellyfish, but a box jellyfish. But I don't know if it'll kill you. Hey, Willie Cook, thanks for that super chat. He said, we will be in Luzon November to December this year. Can't wait to see the Philippines again. Thank you, brother, for that. Yeah, Marcus gave me this idea because he got out of his comfort zone and came over. He said, man, I watched 5 movies before I got here. The trip was brutal, but he said it was worth it. And see, that's what I say to you. Whatever you got to go through to get to the other side, man, you're going to get over there and you're going to say it's worth it. I've seen so many people who've come over here and this place has changed their life. If nothing more than it being a change of pace, something new. What's up, Beach of Life? There he is. The connector said, thank the good source. Something told me to get on YouTube. David Jackson says, I have 2 kids that travel with me. How are the online school programs there? Well, during the pandemic, everybody had to go to school online over here, the virtual learning. But I really don't know. I do know that they've got some good international schools over here, actually great international schools here. Travel Tech said, what's up, Cal, from Orlando, Florida? Yeah, this is Mo right here. He said, Brother Cal, we dove with sharks in Malapascua. Never in my life did I think of doing such a thing. See, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about getting out of your comfort zone, guys. Most of us are in a routine over there, but you can only be helped if you're going to be honest. Most of you take the same route to and from work. You watch the same television shows. You basically eat the same foods. It may have the different restaurant name. You're doing the same thing. Hey, welcome to Simple Life to the live stream. He said it's his first time watching. But it's time to wake up and live. To live the life that you've always wanted to live. We all got dreams, man. What's holding you back? This is what the live stream is. Put it over here. Let's talk about it. What's holding you back from realizing those dreams? Most of the time, it's fear. That's the number one thing. I'm comfortable over here. That's why they call it a comfort zone. But really, it's a comfort tomb. You're not physically dead, but you're mentally dead. It's a self-imposed prison. You're the inmate and the damn warden. You can walk out of that damn thing at any time. But you're paralyzed with fear, doubt. People come around, well, you want to go all the way over there. That's what Marcus said. You need to go to Africa, man. You need to do this. You need to do that. They start putting that doubt in your head, man. You ain't going nowhere. Then one obstacle comes in your way. Maybe they say, oh, the pandemic. So now you say, oh, I can't travel. What's the use? But there's going to be obstacles. But I can guarantee you this. Once you break through, man, that comfort zone. Imagine me. I'm almost like Marcus. I've been like a laborer basically my whole life. Okay, and then I had to go into the insurance business. That's the one reason why I was afraid, because the guy said, man, with your personality, you know, and your people skills, you would make a great insurance agent. I'm like, man, I don't know. It's easier just to, you know, punch the clock every damn day and get that paycheck on Friday. But he convinced me, man. You know, it was a crazy way he did, you know, with all the money he had, the lifestyle he was living. And I made the jump, man, and I was scared to death. I was scared to death. The first, even before they had given me the goal ahead to start my career with the company I was with, they were paying me, but I wasn't out in the field yet. My manager, I've told y'all this story before. He took me to an apartment complex and put me out and said, go get some business, go get some names, go talk to some people, man. And I was getting ready to quit right then and there. If I'd have quit then and there, you'd have somebody else talking to you right now. But I got out of my comfort zone, man. And I started talking with people. Hey, Hybrid 711, thanks for that super chat. He said, what's up from Southeast Asia, Cal? Where are you? Are you Thailand? Let's keep it real with JC says, I made up my mind. I no longer would deal with Western women. I hear you, man. Joe Hosney says, you have to have an air condition where you live. You really don't. You can do it with a fan. Me and Marilyn, we've lived 1, 2, 3, in 3 places before we built our house. One of the places didn't have air, and we lived there for a whole year. You get used to it. But coming from the West, I would say get a place with an air con, man. Don't, you got to take baby steps over here. Quintessential, once a Cal, you're spitting bars, drop a rap video next. Well, I love rap when I was growing up. It was real rap. Oh, it's crap now. It went from rap to crap. I haven't listened to rap in so long, I couldn't name one modern rapper because it changes so quick. It used to be they would stay on top for a little while, or what do they call it? Everybody's little, like Little Baby, Little this, Little Dirk, and all that, like, right? The poor man's passport guy, thanks for that super chat. He said, K-Sign City in the house. Thanks for joining us, brother. I mean it. Brandon Pumphrey said, Sunshine, show us what some lessons you learned by your 6-7 trip and items you bought for the long flight to make the 20-hour flight much better. It's not a lot you can do, brother, for that long flight. You better just go through that entertainment section and find you some good movies. That's basically it, man. I mean, I made 25 trips here, man. Really, Brandon. And some people drink. Some people can sleep on them planes. I can't, man. I'm up every second. When I came in December of 2018, I looked at the clock for 15 hours from Chicago to Hong Kong. I never slept one wink. I haven't found, man, when you find out something, let me know. Now, coming back, I was in first class. And that could be But this was years ago. Okay. When I was with Delta, I was a silver medallion member. I got bumped up to first class 2 times coming back from the Philippines. And that makes all the difference in the world. If you can afford first class, then do that. And the trip will go just like that. But if you can't afford first class, you back there with all the rest of us. You just better watch some good movies. If you drink, man, drink. If you can, Oliver said he took some damn volumes. Whatever, there's really no one way to do it. I haven't figured it out. What's up, Craig Anthony? Thanks for that super sticker. When you find out, let me know, man. Yeah, mumble rap. Everything sounds the same. It's not like it's so far away from what it started out as that I don't even think they can call it rap anymore. I think they call it, I forgot what they call it. What I can't think of. But I know how they talking about is killing and all that. Excuse me. What's up, Lonnie Franklin? Yeah, that's all they talking about. 25 trips I did. That's what I'm telling you guys. Every mistake that I talk about, I made. So I try to give them on to y'all, but I was talking to all of us. People won't listen, man. And it's okay. Sometimes finding out on your own is the best way to do it. But I'll be damned if somebody told me, Cal, if you walk in that house, the cyanide in there, poison in there, I'm not going in there. I think I'm going to take their word for it. But when it comes to women, there's nothing you can tell a man. He's going to go all the way in the deep end, whether he can swim or not. Hey, Matthew, thanks for that super chat. He said, moving there this year, black women killed the void as I left white women as they were still feminine. But all the women are the same in the U.S. now. Man, I'll be on Facebook and I'll be like, man, I'm so glad I'm out of there, man. Women over there don't want me anyway. They don't find me attractive. I would have to have LeBron James money or something like that to have the type of women over there that I really desire. I mean, you can have the gift of gab, you can have all of that. But if you don't have the big money, see, and all that does is translates over here. People try to knock us over for coming over here, but it's basically the same thing that's going on over there. I mean, as far as being attractive to women. They want a man who they think has money. To us, to them, we have money, guys. So we're a lot more attractive. And there's nothing wrong with that. He said, I was just looking at first class tickets prices. Wow, I'll be in the back. Yeah. A lot of these guys, though, they can afford it, man. Young and old. And I think when I do decide to go back and visit my kids, I'm going to buy one way. It's going to be first class. I've got that 2,500. I've been looking at first class one-way tickets. They run around 2,600. So that's probably what I'm going to do. But coming back, I'm going to be in the back, Mitch. Yeah, it hasn't been the same since the Fat Boys, man, and all that. It's true, man. It hasn't been the same. Hey, what's up, Jude K? He said, yeah, it's poison here now. Got my ex a house. Her family never owned a home, and she said I did nothing. Entitled, no accountability, I'm done. Yeah, I'll tell you, we're just not appreciated. Laura says a man with a lot of money can bump me off and put me in an oil drum and get away with it. You mean over there? He says, Laura says, Matthew, no way all the women anywhere are the same. Yeah, basically they are. They want that man that can provide. I think when you're younger, you're more fascinated with good looks. But as you get older, you say, hey, I want somebody that can take care of me. And like I said, I don't consider it cheating. I consider it having options. The only way we're going to represent cheating on my channel is if you're going to cheat yourself out of the great life you deserve. We all deserve that dreamed up life, man, but we're afraid to move forward. We're afraid to move towards it. Mother Nature wants you to have the finer things in life, but she says, okay, there's some requirements. And we'll see the requirements, and it's like, that's okay. The projects is okay. I just have a nice car, live in the projects. Living with my mother is okay. And I'll just use the excuse I'm taking care of my mother. Because when I stopped smoking over 25 years ago, when I talked to the doctor, everything the doctor told me that prevented people from stopping smoking had something to do with fear. Bring me do I got a Coke or something down there? Everything. They were afraid of the withdrawal symptoms. They were afraid that they were gonna gain weight. Everything was fear. He told me, he said, look, Calvin, here's what's going to happen to you. And he was exactly right. He knew what he was talking about because he had quit drinking 30 years prior to the time I went to see him. So if he's still alive, he hasn't had a cigarette in 55 years. But he said, go home and get in your bed. He said, it's going to hurt like hell for 3 or 4 days. He said, after that, you got it licked. And that's what I did, man. I literally was balled up in my bed for 4 days with the withdrawal symptoms. Because remember, I only smoked for like 8 or 9 years. I was 30. Let's see, how old was I? Let me see. I was 29. So I guess I smoked for about 6 or 7 years. But that was long enough to be addicted. And man, you talking about stopping using cocaine and alcohol was nothing compared to the cigarettes. But I got out of my comfort zone, man. I'm so much better because of it, guys. I'm telling y'all from experience, I'm not putting these titles up here and stuff for views and clicks, man. I'm telling you what life is like once you step out of that comfort zone. He says, we didn't leave rap as it said something meaningful, but it left us. Yeah, Matthew, I'm going to be honest with you. It used to, imagine KRS-One, the Poor Righteous Teachers, all of them, it had something that they were saying. I guess, the music executive said, hey, these guys are throwing out a positive message. We got to get rid of that. And they did. He said business class from Australia is the only way to go through Singapore. Yeah, well, it probably wouldn't cost as much from Australia because you're not that far away. Depending on where you are in Australia. Remember, Australia is a vast country, a lot bigger than I thought it was. But if you're coming from, thank you. If you're coming from Perth or somewhere like that, it's not that far. Coming through Singapore like that. Yeah, drill music. That's what it's called. Drill music. Geechee Lions Journey said, Calvin, I saw your interview with Chicagoan. Maybe you can fit a stay and an interview in for me. We will see. Cebu Mid said to him, absolutely, man. Come on through. He came through, and he was the type of guy. He wasn't afraid. He wasn't hiding nothing. He wasn't. I mean, everybody wants some type of privacy, but some of us are ridiculous when it comes to it. Like, you can't hide. Really, they know where you are. When they swipe your passport at the airport in your own country, they know you're leaving. I mean, guys, you can't hide. You can hide from your ex-wife or your children or somebody like that, but everybody knows you're over here. But you, obviously, Laura said, but not afraid of lung cancer. See, yeah, this is the facts. We overlook the red flags. That's a flashing red light. It says, hey, you may catch lung cancer, then we'll justify that. We'll say, well, only a certain amount of people out of 1,000 who smoke ever contact lung cancer. Then they'll push back and say, well, my auntie died of lung cancer and she never smoked. And then some people will say, well, you got to die with something, right? But yeah, they're afraid. It has a lot to do with fear. It's just not going to be easy, guys, but it's worth it. Marcus said it's worth it. He said, Cal, it's worth it. I met the woman he's with. I know why he's saying it's worth it. I guarantee you, man, I don't care how many relationships he had over there. They wasn't folding his clothes. I went into the room to give him the key because, it's a separate unit. You can come and go as you want. We can't see you guys. We can't hear you. And his damn shoes was lined up. And I thought to myself, yeah, his woman did that. There's no way a woman in America is going to do that. Hey, Eric L. says, I've been watching you for a couple of years now. Finally visiting Bali and the Philippines in September and October. I would love to chat with you. I know you're a busy man. But really, I'm not, brother. I mean, I really have time for people. People always think I'm busy, but I'm really not. Reaching Freedom, thanks for that super sticker. Carl Butt said, Cal, I believe that your state of mind and successful lifestyle is attributed to Marilyn and her love for you. It has a lot to do with that, man. And it's funny you say that because I tell her that all the time. She does inspire me, but she's not the only thing, but she does inspire me. To say that she doesn't will be a lie. Remember my definition of the fountain of youth over here in the Philippines. 365 days of sunshine. A beautiful woman, man. Don't kid yourself about the influence of a woman on you. You tweak your diet and you get more active, guys. And you're going to start looking younger, certainly feeling younger. W Secrets to Success vlog said, Cal, writing short stories about how you kick those bad habits could be an interesting read book idea. Absolutely. See, my stories that I'm writing, W Secrets, W, he's so secret, I can only call him W. Instead of W Secrets to Success, you should name it W is Secret vlog. But I'm just messing with you. He only wants me to call him W because he said, them trolls will be following you. I don't want them to track me down over here. Man, if they catch up with you, man, big as you are and you in shape, you'll whoop they behind. But that's a great idea. But that's what I'm doing, man. When y'all see this setup too, I'm not even going to tell you, man. You think setup 1 was interesting. The setup 2, and then I've already got 4 other stories written already. But I'm rewarding the people who have, stepped out on some faith, went to Amazon and downloaded the book. So instead of giving them 4 stories, I'm going to give you the setup part 2. I was so stupid. I should have listened to Marilyn. She said, you should have made that a whole book because I could have. And I may still do that. Lonnie said, yeah, rap music today, I don't understand it. I don't either, man. Fresh Aloha, thanks for that super sticker. Yeah, I don't either. He says, I'm really looking forward to the second book. Thank you, Mitch, man. Thank you for your support. It's got some twists and turns to it. But I've already got 4 other stories written, man. I'm talking about super good stories equivalent to that, man. And the more I write, the better off I get. The better I get, I mean. And it's the same thing as getting out of your comfort zone. The more you step out of your comfort zone, the more comfortable you're going to get stepping outside your comfort zone. Introduce yourself to a strange woman. Take a trip somewhere, man, that you never even imagined taking. Eat at a restaurant that serves food you've never tasted before. I mean, all we're eating is, all that jacked up fried chicken over there, chitlins, greens, macaroni, cheese, pizza, tacos. Go to an Indian restaurant over there and eat something. Or one of these Filipino restaurants over here that serves nothing but Filipino food and try some of their dishes. You'll be shocked, man. Robert Dane. That's the only reason why I love a lot of the strange stuff that I considered strange before. I like the shrimp paste. Yeah, yeah, shrimp paste, dried fish, and all of that. I had to get out of my comfort zone. I haven't gotten out far enough to do that balut yet. Hey, Robert Dane, thanks for that super chaser. Thank you for giving us a feeling of being all inclusive. No one overestimated, and no one underestimated. Just a nitty gritty. Yeah, you're right, man. Thank you for pointing that out, brother. But that's just how it is, man. We gotta live together, guys. We gotta live together. We work together. I've never worked in a job where it was all black people. I mean, I've just never done it. It's always been, when I got on a plane, it wasn't all black people. When I, went to apply for Section 8 and whatever it was not all black people. We got to live together, man. So we might as well get along. I was brought up in a family. It was all inclusive, man. I'm not going to limit myself. I'm sorry. Hey, Fresh Allure, I said, Cal, you're right. You're the producer, screenwriter, director, and star of your life. If you don't like your life, change the script. You got the power. You could do it today. If somebody watching me right now who's frustrated with their life, they think, I don't know what to do. Yeah, you do. Change your thinking. Write down what it is you want to do and look at it several times a day. Pretty soon it's going to get in your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is like the GPS of your life. Put the destination where you're going there. It's going to work its way backwards. It's going to find the best direct route to get there. But remember, it doesn't know the difference between a penny and $1 million. So don't cheat yourself. Don't shortchange yourself. Who says we can't have it all? See, this is one thing that pisses me off about growing up in the communities and going to the schools and everything, being around the people. They told me I couldn't have it all. That's a lie. You can have it all. You can have it all, man. But they're going to tell you you can't. But I'm telling you today that you can. Yeah, the unspoken agreement. Because that's what Marcus was saying. But he didn't call it the unspoken agreement. He was telling, look at the interview. He said, yeah, when I went to because I pointed out, I said, yeah, when you went to eat, you paid for everything, didn't you? Or did she pull out money and pay? No, I paid for it. But she was folding your clothes, doing everything. Probably gave him a bath. That's the unspoken agreement, guys. Marty V says, I enjoyed your book, Cal. Great read. Thank you, guys. It was my first time. Like I said, I got in my comfort zone. I stepped out on some faith, and I just put it out there. That believe it or not, I sat down in one sitting. You can ask Merlin, and wrote that story. It just came. It just flowed out of me. And so this part 2 is just flowing out of me. It's like I should have just went on and made a whole book out of it. Oh, okay. Retired 2019 said, Cal, I'm going to Chicago for the first time. You're going to love Chicago. I've only seen a small part of Chicago, but what I've seen, I love it. We only stay in the Gold Coast down by Lakeshore, the Lakeshore Drive. And it's beautiful down there. I had no idea all of that was there. Because I would only fly into Chicago. And the one time I went to the Copper Box. Remember the Copper Box in Chicago? It was in 1980. It was so cold. Of course, I didn't see Lakeshore Drive or anything like that. But in 2012, I got hired by WellCare health plans. And I had to do 2 weeks of training in Chicago. And they put us at the White Side. I wonder how it's the White Side, right on Delaware. Maybe I wasn't a block from the Magnificent Mile. And that's when Chicago opened up for me. And I said, if I ever hit the lottery, I mean, really have millions, I'm going to buy me condominium down there. And I'm going to stay the summers there and the rest of the time here because, man, you talking about the atmosphere, just being around that rich, the cosmopolitan living, man, is for me. I like that kind of stuff, really. Even though I've given it up to live here, if I could live in Chicago on that Magnificent Mile around that area, man, let me have it. He said, Ramon said, did you just attack collard greens and tacos in one statement? No, man, y'all know what I'm talking about, man. He said, Cal, maybe it's time for a movie deal with all your content. Man, you know, I'm not even going to laugh at that because that's something that's right out of my dreams, man. That's something, who said, you know, people would laugh at me if I told my family that, if I told Marilyn that, she would laugh at me and like, yeah, you know, I'd like to have a movie made out of my life. And they're like, well, why would you? All the movies made out of people's life. These are real people who walk this earth. Why not me? See, this is what we shortchange ourselves. And the more you tell your subconscious mind, remember, it's going to take the directions you give it. So if you keep saying, I don't deserve it, I can't do it, then it's just what's going to happen. If you change your thinking, your body is going to follow your thoughts, no matter if it's negative or positive. Go on YouTube. There's just a little 7-minute video by Mike Dooley. It's called Thoughts Become Things. It changed my life, man. I looked at it, I want to say in 2008. Go on there. He's speaking at a Toastmasters meeting. But it's like 7 minutes, and his speech that he's competing is called Thoughts Become Things. It's the most profound video that I've ever seen. It changed my life. It's the reason I'm sitting here right now. Mikado said, Calvin, I have no power. You do. We're very powerful. You know, I went from sleeping on the crack house floor to owning my own insurance agency. It was only a matter of 7 years. I went from having absolutely nothing, had lost all the faith my family, you know, that my family had in me, burned every bridge, man. And 7 years later, I was earning over $200,000 a year. That's a fact. Okay. What's up? He says, the weekend, man. He says, you got me teary-eyed over here, Uncle Cal. I'm ready to plot a plan and strategize. Yeah, man. But you got to take some action. Even if it's just some baby steps. Yeah, man, I'll tell you what. And it all happened, it seemed like just like that. Although it didn't, it took years, but it seemed just like that. We went from living in the projects. I wasn't even on my wife's lease because she was on Section 8. She couldn't put me on there. They didn't even know she was married. They didn't even know we were married. You know the games that you have to play over there, man. She got all that. I'm just coming in the back. I'm coming in the back door. If there's an inspection, I can't be there. We went from that to owning a 3,700 square foot house. Only when I changed, all I did was change my thinking. It went from negative to positive. It went from I can't do this to I can do it. Why not me? And I started hanging around other people who were doing what I wanted to do. Reading the books. Remember, 5 years from now, your life is going to be predicated by the books you read and the people you hang around. birds of a feather flock together. If you hang with losers, if you hang with four losers, you're going to be the fifth. More than likely, those four mans are a whole lot more powerful than your one man. But if you hang around with four winners, guess what? You're going to be the fifth winner, man. I'm not preaching. I'm telling you what happened to me. If you want to listen, I stepped outside of my comfort zone. I'm living a life today that I dreamed about. It's better than what I dreamed about. Even all the way down to the woman. Okay? She's got the body that I've always dreamed of a woman having. She's got the mentality. She deals with me the way that I want a woman to deal with me. But I had to put it out there first. See? Hey, King Arthur, thanks for that super chat. Cal Rose, the next Tyler Perry. No. Thanks for the super chat, but I want to be the next Calvin Roach. That's what I want to be. He says, it hot there? Oh, she meant that kind of power. So what, are y'all having a storm there or something? He said, true, Cal, I heard about surrounding yourself with successful people many years ago. I'm a slow learner. Napoleon Hill calls it a mastermind group. And it's this old, he wrote that book, by the way, in 1928. He was talking about how all those guys used to sit around. Don't you know that Thomas Edison and Henry Ford used to go on retreats together? You know, and he was talking about the Wrigleys and the Wanamaker's and all them guys before they had anything, guys. They would just sit around and share their dreams with each other. But the key to a mastermind alliance is you have to exist in perfect harmony, really. You can't be in there arguing and debating, and there can't be any negativity. Everybody that was in that group, man, they're filthy rich. I mean, they have generational wealth. I mean, that's just how it is, guys. But we don't believe it. See, you got to believe it first before you ever see it. We want to see it first. I'll prove it to me, Cal. It's never going to happen if you think like that. But if you dream it first, hey, Lazaro Hernandez, thanks for joining the chat. You're going to see it. When I started in my insurance career, man, I used to have to drive. Okay, I took over a territory that was 80 miles from my house. See, those are the obstacles you got to overcome. See, my wife was like, "You're crazy. Why would you do that? It's never going to work," she said. I said, "Honey, this is Mother Nature throwing everything at me, seeing if it's what I really want. Am I really serious about it?" And I set all kind of records, man. I was doing things as a debit agent that I'd never seen people do before. Because I was determined, man. I was going to win. There was no plan B for me. Give me that damn territory, 80 miles. And I used to go back and forth every single day, man. All those lonely hours on that damn highway. I'm steadily thinking, strategizing like that guy said, but I was taking action. Hey, W Secrets to Success, thanks for the super chat. He says, comfort zone. I recall my last year of high school, and moms told me, you got two choices. Go to college, or rent is due at the end of the month. Well, I went to college, and I never looked back. Yeah, man. And sometimes we're faced with them type of choices. Everybody watching this has a choice. Do I keep going down to that damn factory? Or do I step out on faith and do what I really want to do? Okay. Look at Marcus, man. This guy literally lived on his hands and knees for 20 years installing carpet. And one day he decided, he made up his mind, to hell with this carpet, I want to do something different. And he had two friends that We're in the real estate business. He said, what I got to lose? I got everything to gain if I'm successful. And he hasn't looked back. This guy got up off his knees, left that carpet business behind. 20 years, guys. All the contacts he had, all the experience he had. He knew the carpet business inside and out. He said, to hell with that. I want something better. I'm getting out of my comfort zone, man. Okay? And that's what he did. And that's what I did. And that's what thousands of people have done. But fear is going to be there. That's going to be the first thing there. Then it's going to be difficulties. People tell me all the time, I don't have a car. Well, get on the damn bus. You know, when I try to bring guys into the insurance business, I don't have a car. So what? Get on a bus. Okay, because in Louisville, Kentucky, we have a great public transportation system. It'll take you basically anywhere you want to go. It'll take you to your front door of the clients. Yeah, Fresh Aloha says, Brother Cal, I love your message. You're an inspiration to all of us. We all need to step out of our head into our greatness. Then deliver our gifts to the world, just as you are delivering your gift. I had a dream, and you can, if my mother was alive, she would tell you. When I was about 10 years old, I wanted to be a motivational speaker. I wanted to travel all around the world, you know, and help people to become, let's just say, the better version of themselves, right? Well, I'd be damned if I don't have a YouTube channel where I'm speaking to people from all over the world. This is not the end, though. I actually want to be on stage doing it. And people paying me, corporations paying for my business class and first class tickets to come and talk to their people, you know. And it's not beyond my capability. We sell ourselves short, but difficult. Hard times are going to come. How many times do you read about somebody's success story and what happened? The lights were cut off. The car was repossessed. Over and over and over. They may have a health crisis. Somebody dies. Somebody leaves. But they keep going because that's part of nature's filtering process, guys. They're not going to just hand it to you. Woe is the person who gets everything handed to them, man. It's not going to last. This is what happens a lot of times when we come over here and we give the women and the people over here, we give them all of that. They don't work for it, guys. You're doing them an injustice. You're not helping them. You're hurting them. You're harming them. Because it's not going to. My sister told me one time that the reason she don't like letting people drive her car, because she kept a new car, I got a new car now, is because they're not going to take care of her car the way she does. So if you give somebody everything, they're not going to appreciate it because they didn't work for it. See? Jim Crane said they had a place on Fort Myers Beach, and it's still there to visit. They have light bulbs that are still lit from the time Edison was there. Believe it or not, man, you're not going to believe it, but in, 2011, I was down in Zamboanga City staying at this Airbnb. And in the lobby, they had a lobby, because it was a business. They had pictures of Henry Ford all around the wall. You know, he owned a rubber plant over here. It didn't work, but he had, he was looking for a way to create better rubber and cheaper rubber for the tires in his cars. And he made several trips to the Philippines. And I was shocked, man. I was like, wow, how did he make it over here? He was flying over here, by the way, a long time ago. Yeah, he was, man. And here's a guy who, imagine if he would have listened to all his naysayers, Henry Ford. Because you're no different than Henry Ford. He didn't have any influential friends. He didn't have any money. He didn't have any formal education. But he had a desire. okay, to find a better way to manufacture cars. And he wasn't going anywhere until he realized that dream. And the rest of the story is history. But that story's been told a million times with a million different people. I dare you to stand still until your dream comes true. I dare you, man, because all the stuff I'm talking about is going to come your way. But I guarantee you, if you withstand all of that, you're going to win, man. The law says you must win. Universal law says there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. You're going to win. But guess what we do? We quit. We're right there, getting ready for the door to open. And you know what? It's too much, man. I've run out of money. I've run out of support. You turn around and you go back. And then some people, they're just so full of doubt, they never even tried. They're so afraid to fail. They're so afraid of rejection. Come on, man. He said, CW12 says, much more to life than money. I have plenty, but I have to fix a lot to be truly happy. Positive chats like this help immensely. Yeah, we got to remind ourselves, guys. Oh, I'm glad he said this. Holiday tomorrow, June the 12th. See, I didn't even know that. But I knew June 12th is Filipino Independence Day. I just didn't know June 12th was tomorrow. Remember, I'm retired. I literally have lost track of time, man. I couldn't tell you what day it is, really. No work, no school. And it's an interesting story behind this. Of course, when the Philippines was a colony of the United States, their Independence Day was July the 4th. Okay? 1946 or whatever it is. Okay? When they gained their independence from the United States, Filipinos like, no, we don't want this Independence Day you gave us. Excuse me. We want our own. And they changed it to June the 12th. Yeah, he says, if you're a successful person, you left your comfort zone. That's right. I mean, period, end of story. Very few people are getting what they want out of life in their comfort zone, man. You're doing the same thing over and over and over. You go to work the same route. You come home the same route. You hang around the same people. You watch the same movies. You eat the same damn foods all the time. You have sex in the missionary position all the time. Everything, you don't do anything different. You don't try anything different. In Wake Up and Live, okay, Dorothea Brand, she says this. She says, act as if, first she asked the question, what would you do if everything you tried, you would be successful? That's what she said. What would you do? Ask that question to yourself. What would you try? What would you attempt? What would you do if everything you did was you were going to be successful? She said, okay, now act as if everything you do is going to be successful. Act as if you cannot fail. Get into that state of mind, man. You can do that. It's possible. Act as if it's impossible to fail. And watch how your life will change, man. I used to go, when I was an insurance agent, man, I had no business in being an insurance man. I was shy, I was bashful, I was a short guy, I wasn't very, good looking, man. There was no way I was supposed to win. But I was like, no matter what, I'm going to be the greatest insurance man that's ever lived. And within 5 years, I had an FMO contract. You can't get any higher than that if you're an independent agent. I'm talking about me, a guy who did not have but a high school diploma, one semester of college. I had my own insurance agency, a company, Essence Healthcare, out of St. Louis, Missouri, gave me an FMO contract, meaning we're going to give you an agency. You go out and recruit, train, agents, put them up under you. We're going to pay you X amount, and then you pay them X amount, man. Within 5 years of becoming an insurance agent, man. Don't tell me what's not possible. Because once I made it up in my mind, see, the universe started putting the people and the circumstances together that to help me. I got in contact with him. I was, every year, if you're in the Medicare Advantage business, and Moments with Mitch can vouch for this, you have to do recertification. So Essence Healthcare was a new plan in my area. I was calling up to see when the recertification was going to start. And Tom Edgerton, he was the national broker representative. I ended up calling his number. And the rest is history, man. That's what happens. But guess what? Opportunity is when, what they say opportunity is. When preparation, whatever it was, I was prepared for the opportunity that he gave me. Because sometimes opportunity will make a fool out of you. You're not ready. Had he given me that opportunity, see, he said, you got to have at least 20 agents. Well, I didn't have none, but I had helped 20 agents for about 3 years in the Medicare Advantage field. I just called in my favors, man. I said, hey, man, you're going to sell Essence anyway. You need to come in under me. And I had those 20 agents, man. And we only had 20 agents. I used to sit at the table with all the rest of the FMOs. Now, if you know an FMO, if you know anything about insurance business, an FMO is a millionaire more than likely. They've got 3,000 agents, 1,500, 500, whatever it was. I had 20 agents, and we led the country in the state of Kentucky in Medicare Advantage enrollments. I used to sit at the table with millionaires once a month. I was the only one that wasn't a millionaire, but I was on my way. Hey, Dean Lloyd said, you're helping me in already, bro, Cal. Your reach can only grow wider. Thank you, man. Elad, oh, yeah, Calvin, I can. You doing that, and I can also see myself right in the background. Now, you come on out in the forefront. He said, Cal, you're an inspiring image consultant. I just share my experience with y'all guys. I'm retired. I give it to y'all so now y'all can come forward. Take the crown for me, Robert Dame says Art Linkletter started out on the street corners as a kid selling lemons. It's so many stories. That's why I love, I don't get into fantasy. I love self-help, genre, and biographies or autobiographies. I want to hear about real people, and mostly phenomenal people. If the Beatles, I've got Maurice White at home, the story of Maurice White, Nelson Mandela, Elvis Presley. I'll try to see, what I've learned is these people are no different than us, guys. They become legends, but they started out a lot more humble beginnings than we did. But they stood pat. They stood still when shit got hard. They didn't run like most of us do when things get hard. When people leave us, you ask somebody, hey, man, why don't you come to my meet and greet? And they don't show up. Nobody shows up. They keep going because they believe in their dream. They believe in themselves, man. And then something else, once you step out of your comfort zone, is going to be waiting for you. Opposition is going to be waiting. Look at LeBron James. How many haters that man's got, man? How can you hate on a man like that? Everybody that succeeded and went to the top or on their way to the top, man, they attract haters. Opposition is there because Mother Nature knows that if all that other stuff won't stop you, I'm going to put some opposition there. I'm going to put the haters on you. They're going to bring you down because you can't handle that criticism. You can't handle the hate. And every last one of them had it. Imagine Obama. Imagine the hate he went through, but he kept going. These guys were hated, some of the most hated people that's ever existed, but they kept going. Despite the hate, despite the opposition, man, there's always going to be somebody there that's going to try to hold you down, that doesn't like your success, that doesn't want to see you succeed. They're jealous, remember? They're cheating themselves because they're jealous of you. They're envious. They don't realize there's enough life out here for everybody. I just went out and got my piece of life. I promise you, I did, and I didn't give a damn. Yeah, Henry Ford. This man had read the story of Henry Ford. I read it. I read books like Henry Ford, W. Clement Stone. I want to know the secret to success, but there really is no secret. Napoleon Hill wrote it in Think and Grow Rich. He said, have a definite purpose, and then stand pat until it becomes a reality. That's what he said. He said every rich person, every successful person, that's what lies behind their success. They had that definite purpose. This one thing. And they weren't going to stop until they got it. Nothing was going to get in their way. Nothing was going to say, hey, Cal, here, over here. This is easy over here. Let's look at this plan B over here. No, they said, this is what I want right here. He said Henry failed to make rubber in South America by growing a certain kind of tree too close together. Yeah, he was over here in the Philippines. I was really shocked. I never knew that. But he was flying over here. And he had some rubber farms over here, rubber tree farms. He was trying to create a better piece of rubber. Dean Law said lots of people told Elon Musk that electric cars are the fool's dream. Now he's eating other car makers' dinner. Yeah, it's never going to. Every story, the Bill Gates story, who's the guy from Dell Computers, Steve Jobs. Most people meet with failure. It took Bill Gates. He went out into the desert, took his team with him 7 years. He was meeting a challenge. At that time, one computer couldn't talk. Computers couldn't talk to the other computers. And don't you know, one of the first things he did was he called up the guy from, Encyclopedia Britannica. He said, hey, man, I know you never heard of this term before, but you could sell these encyclopedias online on the internet, he said, for $10 a set, and you become rich. And the guy, the owner of Encyclopedia Britannica, said, who are you? Are you a fool? We sell these for $1,000 a set. And he hung the phone up on Bill Gates. Never even considered, he couldn't see the future. He had no vision. And when's the last time you heard of somebody buying an Encyclopedia Britannica? You haven't heard of. And that's what happens to a lot of us, man. Christopher Loney says, must be good to not keep the time. It is. See, I'm retired. I get on here and I talk because I love it. It's something I love to do. I love connecting with people. I love helping people. I love to see the light go on in other people's lives, man. It gives me a charge when I know I've just had just a little bit to do with them getting out of their comfort zone. Oliver, first time he's ever made an overseas trip. Franz Pracio Jr., first time they've ever made an overseas trip, man. It takes a lot to do that, to get on that plane, because that's what with me, when I came to the Philippines, I went to Mexico. I've been to these countries on a ship with the U.S. Navy, but I never got on a plane and flew 20 hours. It's just something I never did. I didn't even think of doing. But I did it, and I was like, wow, look what's over here. And that's what you're going to do. Once you get out of that comfort tomb, that's all it is. It's a tomb. You're just not physically dead yet, but you're mentally dead already. Hey, Elat Mercado, thanks for that super chat. She said, one love, Calvin. You already know I got you. Thank you so much. Will Vaughn says, Cal, as they continue to hate and hate and hate on you, ought to let you know that you're doing it right to get to the top, and they can't stand it. Yes, it's all positive today. See, opposition is basically the last thing that nature throws at you. Because, all the other stuff you probably can withstand. But when your family comes at you, when friends come at you, when strangers come at you, really, people you don't even know, and they're throwing their hate, man, they're trying everything to do to discredit you and bring you down, man. I tell you, it takes a strong energy, man, to stand pat through that and say, no matter what, I'm going to succeed, man. And that's where I'm at today. See, I'm prepared for success. I didn't make that short just to get some clicks. I'm trying to help some people out there. You better prepare for success, because the minute you make up your mind, it's coming, man. Misfortune. Somebody's going to die close to you. Somebody's going to leave you, man. And then you're going to be sitting there, is it even worth it? Hey, Texas is Zoe, a homo wetback. See, come on, guys. See, we got to watch this stuff here. Let me get Vanish user right here. Yeah. Yeah, I got you. You done. You gone now. Texas to Zoe. Come on. Yeah. We got rid of him. Yeah, they never see the failures and the hard work. All we see is the bright lights. We see the success. We don't know that it took Whitney Houston 10 years to become an overnight success. You think when the minute she signed with Clive Davis that she came out with that album? No, it was like 2 or 3 years of singing other people's songs, and they were, grooming her to become Whitney Houston. Then he handpicked people for that first album. What's that guy's, the white guy's name? David, what's his name? Plays the piano, writes all those songs. He wrote After the Love Is Gone for Earth, Wind, and Fire. Well, he wrote that Saving All My Love for You. Then Kashif wrote You Give Good Love, which is the first hit song that put Whitney Houston out there, and she never looked back. But it took a long time for her to reach that status, man. It was a lot of hard work. Yeah, David Foster. Yeah, he wrote Saving All My Love for You. It was just a great album, her first album. She did a duet with, believe it or not, go on there, man. This is a classic album, if you can get it. With Teddy Pendergrass, with Jermaine Jackson. It was a great album. And it just launched her career, and she just never looked back, man. She was her own worst enemy. Yeah, it's a troll. Even if you look at the story over here, okay, Henry C. of SM fame, he, may he rest in peace. One of the richest Filipinos that's ever lived. He started SM selling pots and pans and shoes door to door over here. So you imagine how hard his climb was. It's a true story. Yeah, SM. Save more. SM, the big gigantic malls. Yeah, he started that. Same as Sam Walton. Sam Walton was the one selling pots and pans door to door. Henry C. was selling shoes. Very humble beginnings, guys, but they stood their ground, man. They didn't run when misfortune showed up, when the opposition showed up. Imagine people laughing, man. You doing selling pots and pans. Nobody's going to buy that stuff. You're wasting your time. Fresh Aloha says, Brother Cows, the wealthiest place on the planet is a cemetery. In the cemetery, people die with all the dreams in them. We need to live our dreams while we're still breathing. That's what Henry David Thoreau said. He said, don't die with the music still playing in your head. Yeah, movies make rich people the villains. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Gil? But I remember when I was about 6 years old, right across the street, a gentleman started his cleaning company in his garage. His name was George King. May he rest in peace. And I lived right across the street from him. Played with his kids. We used to play basketball. They were the only ones that had a basketball rim. And sometimes the basketball would go around the side and you look in there and he had all these buckets of cleaner and cleaning supplies and stuff. I had no idea what he was doing. This guy went on to become the richest black man in the state of Kentucky at one time. He started a janitorial service right across the street. My first job was handing out flyers door to door for him. It's just story after story after story. Catino Mobley says, what it do, Cal? Saying, what's up? Are you the Catino Mobley that I saw the other day on television? Southern Purchase said, do you think foreigners struggle with success in the Philippines because they have gotten so used to struggling back home? Too good to be true syndrome. No, I think it's the opposite. And I've got a video that I made that the Philippines makes winners out of losers. Makes losers out of winners and winners into legends over here. I think I was mediocre until I moved here, and then I became magnificent. I'm just saying the change, that the transformation mentally and that I went through over here. Remember, I had all that success, but when I came here in 2018, I was beat up, man. The rat race had beat me up. I crawled into the Philippines. I was in bad shape. I came here because I knew I could get help here. I knew that I was going to heal here because I had been coming here all those years. I knew if this was it, if I didn't seek help here, I was done. Life just didn't have any meaning anymore. So no, it's the opposite. Usually people come over here when they can't make it, when they're at the end of their line there, or they think they're at the end of the line. They think there's nothing left in the tank. And then they come over here in the Philippines, fills your tank up for free. So Southern Purchase, yes, really the opposite. You got to understand, man, I've got friends over here, man. Y'all seen Sydney. Sydney's 88, man. If he'd have stayed at home where he was before he ran into my channel, man, he might be dead already. This man came over here and got a new lease on life, guys. He's just not the only one. And it's not just through my channel, but many, many people, man. They're giving up on life over there. The earth is approximately 197 million square miles, man. You may have to leave that comfort zone where you are to, realize the life that you deserve, the woman you want to marry, the business you want to start, the house you've been wanting your whole life. It's probably somewhere out here somewhere. It's probably not on that little dot you're living. That's all I'm saying. But no, we don't struggle. It's the opposite. Men come alive, man. They're given a second breath, so to speak. My big fat Filipino life, he says, Buck O'Neill here in Kansas City gave me inspiration like no other. The pearls of a black success story from nearly 8 years ago has influenced a once ignorant white guy like me. He treated me so well. Yeah, see, we were just talking about that and my channel being inclusive, and we have to live together. And if you still think in the year 2023 that because of the color of your skin, you're more entitled, you're more superior, you're more intelligent and everything like that, then that's a mental health issue, guys. That's skunk science, really. There's no truth to that. And you're just going to limit yourself, man. Success doesn't discriminate, guys. And I mean, you can't stop it. Imagine how tough black people had it. There was successful black people doing slavery. There were successful black people doing Jim Crow over there when everything was being thrown at them. Not only was nature throwing everything at them, but the United States government was throwing everything at them. You're talking about dealing with government legislation to hold you back. People succeeded anyway. So now that everything's wide open, what's stopping you from succeeding? You. That's what happens, guys. You. Now that everything's opened up, what's stopping you from succeeding? You are. You think everything's been invented? It hasn't. You can even take an invention and improve on it, if that's your dream. But there's so many ways to get out of that rut, man, because rut, look at the definition of rut. It's just a grave. It means a grave. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. It's people have their own opinion, their own perspective. He says, Calvin, the Philippines is a good place. Why do YouTubers talk bad about the Philippines? Filipinos, they're good people. I don't have no idea. You have to talk to them. That's a good question to ask them. Pressure Law said, Brother Cal, there's no proverb that says if there is no enemy within, the enemy outside will do you no harm. We need to focus on our inner strength. Yeah, see, that's what the guy says. He said, if I hold your dreams in one of my hands and your obstacles in the other, which is going to get your attention? See, are you going to focus on your dreams? Or are you going to focus on the obstacles over here? There's only two choices you got. And I feel sorry for you if you don't have any dreams, because you do have a dream. Nobody's satisfied with their life right now. You can always improve your life. Yeah, keeping up with the Joneses. Yeah, self-inflicted. It's always self-inflicted. But we'll blame everybody else. If a black man can make it in America doing slavery or doing Jim Crow, what makes me think I can't make it now? And I'm not saying that all that racism and discrimination and the system not jacked up against us, but I'm saying it's wide open, really. The only thing stopping you is you. Napoleon Hill challenges everybody. He says, you really want to be successful? He said, guess what? Take 30 minutes a day, which we won't do. We won't take time to do it. And think about your dreams. Think about your goals. 30 minutes a day, just take it out to the side. We can't do it. We're too busy doing nonsense. We're too busy doing stuff that's not going to add up to anything. Watching TikTok for 2 hours. Facebook for 8 hours. Some guy says he talks to his Filipino girlfriend online for 8 hours a day. Man, you wasting your life, dude. Don't do that. HS said, great bills, Cal. Do you do consultations? Yeah, but I don't charge for them, man. You know, the universe has a lot more money than you do. HX emailed him at calroach1@gmail.com. Yeah. Yeah, welcome to new people coming in the chat, guys. But I just ask you, what is your comfort zone? Can you be honest enough to say whether or not you're in the comfort zone right now? And what is your comfort zone? What are you afraid to do? That'll let you know what your comfort zone is. Is it easier to make love to yourself at night or to go out and meet somebody and, earn their trust and eventually be able to make love with them? Or is it just easier to stay in the house and look at movies and magazines? Is that a comfort zone for you? Is your comfort zone, it's easier, to eat a bag of Doritos than it is to go out to the YMCA. See, a lot of people don't go to the gym because they think we're staring at you. I'm not staring at you. I'm in there working on my own self, like most people do. But that's the reason. It's just easier to sit in front of the TV with a bag of Doritos than it is to join the YMCA and consistently go out and work on yourself every day. So that's all the comfort zone is. You're afraid to do anything new. Kevin Rose says, hey, Cal, for U.S. citizen moves to the Philippines while collecting Social Security disability income, will we lose their benefits? No, why would you? You're just visiting. You're not rescinding your U.S. citizenship. He said, can you believe Jeff Bezos got engaged? I can. He's just a human being. See, we don't want to put these people on these pedestals. He's no different than you. I guarantee you when it's time for him to take a dump, he sits on the toilet. He might have a special toilet where they stick the damn hose up his butt and cleans his intestines out. But everybody else pulls their pants down and sits on the toilet and uses the bathroom. I'm pretty sure he does the same thing. He probably sleeps the same way we do. His blood and everything is probably the same as ours. His brain works the same way. He's not some special creature. Whatever he's done, you can duplicate it in your own way. Are you going to be the next Amazon? No, but you can be the next whoever you are or whatever it is you want to do. Dre's going global says, I want to be in the unknown. And that's your prerogative. To be in the unknown. I don't know what that means. You just don't want anybody to know you, or you want to be anonymous. Yeah, I'm just saying, we put these guys on a pedestal. When he uses the toilet, he doesn't use it any differently than us. The reason he's getting married because he probably got whipped like the rest of us do. Those are usually the guys who are maladjusted to life. The ones with all that money and stuff. They're not living amongst the real people. So you get a woman like her that comes along with, no matter how many men she's been with. I mean, what shocks me is the woman he chose. Not the fact that he fell in love. Why would you want to come behind? This woman loves big football players and, Tony, what's his name? Is it Tony Hernandez that played for what's his name? That played for the Chiefs, the big tight end they had. That was who she was married to for like 10 years. What's his name, guys? Help me with that. Dre's going global says, no, I'm not. I'm just saying I want to be out of my comfort zone. Yeah. Well, what is your comfort zone? Dre's going global. What is it that you're afraid to do? Jose Altuve said, Cal, how did I become a vlogger from the first time? You've already got a YouTube profile. All you have to do is make a video and upload it. Talk about something that you like to talk about and you think that other people may be able to relate to your life. But you think it doesn't take any special contracts, procedures. Everybody watching this right now, you already have a YouTube channel. You just don't have content. All you got to do is make a video on your phone or your computer. And then YouTube, you hit that. It's got a plus sign on my phone. You hit that and say, upload a short, upload a video, blah, 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 right? Go live. And you're already there. Frank Ellis said Bezos isn't special. He just came up with a good idea. Yeah, it was actually a great idea, and it caught on. Timing is everything. But what we'll do is we'll wait for the right time. There is no right time to do anything. I don't know who said it, but they said, if you have one dream, dream that you come up with an idea whose time has come. I don't know who said it. I don't know if W. Clement Stone said that. And that's what it was. Elon Musk, same way. Yeah, Tony Gonzalez, yeah. Yeah, see, he's got his, guys. All you got to do now is just talk about something that you want to talk about. He said it's Saturday night and the Western girls are undateable. I'm extremely happy in my house, enjoying my life. Wonderful. Lady, here I come. Yeah, see, you got a dream, though. You got a goal. See, a lot of times we want that instant gratification, a lot of us, and we can't forego that. So we spend all our money on the fancy Jordans, the fancy cars, going out every night, impressing people who could care less about you. If something goes wrong with you, good luck them ever trying to help you. The people who make it are the ones who have some self-discipline and focus. That's really all it takes. Because there's going to be distractions out there. Remember, there's going to be fear, difficulties, hard times, misfortune. And if all that can't get you opposition, nobody's going to piss you off more than a hater or some jealous person or somebody that wants what you got, wants what you work so hard for. Curly's doing good, man. Curly's got muscles, boy. And he's been fighting, man. Curly's been fighting because we've got another little dog, Shirley. I don't know. Merlin claims it's a retriever. Oh, no. What'd you say that Shirley was? Whatever it is, it's not. Shirley's head is about this little. And her body, I don't know what she is. We love her, and I think he's protecting her. Because pretty soon, I'm pretty sure they're going to be having babies. He said, happiness is not about getting all you want. It's about enjoying all you have. Yeah, see, that's that rhetoric stuff, guys. Everybody, what's content mean? If everybody can be content, see, that's what you're talking about, and I agree with that. But everybody wants something more. And there's nothing wrong with that. But see, in America, we're taught not to be content. We're always taught to keep on going. The grass is green on the other side or wherever it is. But some people do have all they have all that they've ever wanted. And they're happy and they're content. And they say, okay, I'm going to ride off into the sunset with this. But other people like myself and many people who are watching this video, we're looking for a way out, man. We want something else. We're tired of the rat race, man. This is the reason why my channel stuck the way it did. People can relate to that. That resonates with people. They're tired of working. Man, I worked for 40 years before I came over here. I'm tired of it. Going to a job really that I may have loved it at first, but I hate it now. You know, I can't retire even if I want to over there. People are frustrated. What else can I do? So they see me over here like, wow, this guy's living a good life. How much you say you was earning before my channel, man? We were living the greatest life over here during the pandemic for about $1,400 a month. That's all I was bringing in. I wasn't spending everything. But remember, we couldn't go anywhere. I was taking care of 6 people. But man, was I happy. So far as being happy was, where you can't come outside all the time, wearing them damn masks and all that stuff. But they saw that and they said, wow, it's another option. Because that's all it is. It's just an option. It may not be the solution, but it's an option. Bryce Wetzel says, I'm living an example that you never give up. I retired from the military, went to college and became a nurse and retired and came to paradise here and married a Filipina. See what I'm saying, guys? Marcus got off his hands and knees. This guy was installing carpet and said, hell with this. He's in a comfort zone. See, he knew everything about carpet laying. Front and backwards. But he shut the door on that, man, and stepped out in that cold world of real estate where it's commission. They're not paying him nothing. You better want it bad, okay? You better want it really, really bad. Kevin Rose said, can one live on $1,100 a month there? It just depends, man. This is one question I can't answer, really. I'm just going to tell you that there's a lot of people over here doing it on less, Kevin. Millions of people over here doing it on less. I'm not going to stick my neck out there and tell you you can do it. Because there's a lot of things that come into play. You're not going to be single over here, no matter how much you try. There's going to be a woman living with you. She's going to be your greatest expense. She's going to eat up that $1,100 a month for whatever reason, and she's never going to ask you for anything. It's going to be you trying to be the Superman, trying to be the provider. She's not used to wearing G-strings. You're going to go out and buy G-strings. Okay? She's not used to wearing a diamond ring. You're going to go out and buy a diamond ring. You're going to do all that stuff. She's used to ride motorcycles. You're going to go out there and buy a car. We're going to do that. She's used to eating at home. You're going to take her out to the TGI Fridays and all that other foolishness we do over here. But yeah, now living expenses, you can absolutely do it. Okay, say for instance, if you moved here where I'm living right now, I've got 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. It's 20,000 pesos per month. That includes utilities. That includes everything. Okay. What's that? $376. A little bit less. Okay. That's my living expenses. Now you got to put in food. I save money here because I'm already in a resort place. Siquio Island is already a resort place. I don't have to go to Boracay. I'd be wasting my money. The same things in Boracay are here. Now, the biggest expense, like I said, is going to be that woman. You're going to put her in here. Now it's what? It's going to blow it out, man. Yeah, the G-string, we're going to buy that and all the other stuff that she's not used to wearing and stuff. We're going to take her to the mall when she's used to going to the Okay. That's just how it is. We do that to ourselves. They don't do it to us. Well, it's really not pitiful. There's people doing it, man. He says, I'm currently living on that in America. Yeah, but see, you don't have a beautiful young woman sleeping next to you. When you come to the Philippines, it entices you to spend because it's like I've been here on and off for 14 years, 5 years in a row. It's hard for me to get out of vacation mode. The only time I'm out of vacation mode is when I'm in St. Carlos City. But other times I'm on vacation mode, man. It entices you to spend money. You know, it's like you're on vacation every damn day. And not to say that you couldn't do it. Anything is possible. There's people doing it. You just have to find the right spot and the right circumstances, and you can do it. Because remember, you got to pay your immigration too. You got to have a ticket back home if anything goes wrong. I wouldn't let that stop me. What I would do is, because you got one good thing you do have going for you, Kevin, is you got that passive income. You got it coming in every month. So that's going to help you. You're not just bringing, 20,000 over here trying to live off that, because people have tried that. And it didn't work. It didn't work at all. It was a massive failure. The Philippines is more affordable in a lot of ways than America, but see, you're going to bring your thinking over here with you. You're going to bring all your spending habits over here with you. It takes a while to change that. You're not going to change overnight. So if you can, like I said, if that's your goal, if you can withstand everything that's going to be thrown at you over here, you're probably going to make it eventually on that 1100. But it's going to be a lot being thrown at you over here. Dre's Going Global says, I was in the mental health field for the last 10 years. And just 2 years ago, I became a truck driver. And I was not in my comfort zone because of my fear of driving big trucks. But now I overcame that. Yeah. See, you overcame your fears. Yeah. You're welcome. I'm just not going to go out on a limb anymore and say, oh, yeah, nay. With the right situation, okay, and the right circumstances, yeah, it can be done because people are doing it. But, it's just going to be hard. You're not going to be single over here, man. You're only 60 years old, dude. Women are going to be, basically throwing themselves at you over here. You're going to be enticed. It's enticing. And you're going to want her next to you every day. The connect is, what if I have a ticket to go somewhere else but not back? Yeah, same thing. I'm just saying. But we're making a big mistake, guys. You're literally digging your own grave when you're buying these one-way tickets and these onward tickets. You're not going to save any more money by buying a round-trip ticket. You might as well buy it just in case. Anything could happen. You could get robbed the first night you're here. It's Murphy's Law. Anything can happen. So now what? You got that onward ticket. Now you're even going to be worse. Now you got to go to Singapore. It's expensive in Singapore. You don't know anybody in Singapore. You don't have any money. So yeah, if you want to do that, go ahead. Yeah, of course you can. You got to be focused. You got to be a money managing mofo. But you can do it with the right circumstances. But the woman is going to bust that. She's a budget buster over here. That's what she is. The simplest province girl is going to bust your budget. A guy that came over here to see me, he gave a woman from the province 32,000 pesos. I'm like, well, why did you do that? Where is she? Oh, I'm just trying to help her. I'm like, what? It's 32,000 he gave her. And here, it's 32,000. Hey, bro, he said, thanks for the channel and your work. I now want to go to Mindanao because of your work, man. I love Mindanao. I can actually see Mindanao from the beach. And believe it or not, a lot of the people here, they're from Mindanao. Even the owner of this property, he's from Mindanao. We ate at the I think it's, I don't know, I'm not gonna mess the name of that restaurant up across the street. And the waitress, she's from Mindanao. And then we went down to this restaurant. It's called the Baja Bar. And every waitress I asked, she's from Mindanao. So I guess they come here. It's only like 3 hours on a ferry from the Pollock or the Peton in northern Mindanao to Dumaguete, then another 30 minutes here. And by this being a tourist place, it's jobs here under normal circumstances. Quintessential One says, so Calvin, rent is $400 on the beach. That's great. Would date a woman after I get settled. Yeah, if you can find something like this. Oliver found a place right down the beach. I think he's paying the same, or maybe a little more, a little less, but he's right on the beach too. It just depends on what beach you're going to. People are afraid to come here for some reason. So there's probably going to be a whole lot more opportunities to find a nice place on Siquijor Island than, say, Bohol, or one of those places where people are not afraid to go to, and we basically price ourselves out of the market. But because people are afraid to come here, you're going to find a place like this. 20,000. Yeah, I lived on and off in Zamboanga for over 10 years. My son was born there. I never had any problem there. Yeah, it's way more than just helping. And, I thought they had a relationship or something at least. He said, no. And I said, he couldn't really tell me why he gave it to her. I don't know why. I doubt if I've already interviewed Jim. Why would I interview again? I'm just not I'm not like that, guys. I don't have to get content that way. I just think that's being lazy. What more? If you look at my first video, there's not a whole lot more that I could talk to her about. Really, the lighting could be better, but I'm not in that cycle of interviewing, people like that. And when guys are coming over here, they have an interesting story like Marcus, then I'll interview them. But the people who have been here and they're just going from channel to channel, I feel sorry for my buddy Calvin Johnson. This guy's been, it's like, you just saw me on your sister channel or your brother channel. What more could I bring to the table? I can't move the conversation any further by me asking Jim anything else than you already know. Plus, she has her own channel. Come on, guys. Y'all deserve better than that. See, that's the thing, man. Quit settling. You're cheating yourself. You're cheating yourself. Brandon said, Calvin always makes me have to do division because he uses pesos all the time. And I'm going to tell you, because I didn't used to do that, Brandon. It took me a long time to get out of that dollars because you don't want to do that. I think he said last time it was up to 56 pesos to the dollar. So that would have been $571 to the province girl. Yeah. And he did her more harm than good. Okay. Believe it or not. I would rather him would have gave her $2,500 a month for however many months to add up to the 32,000. But to put 32,000 in her hands like that, it's not a good idea. You just don't have to do that. But I'm just saying, this is what happens to us when we come over. We feel obligated to do stuff like that. We lose our senses over here. And I know it's why, you see these young, attractive young ladies and you do stuff that you wouldn't think of doing over there. Remember this woman, he barely knew this woman. He probably knew her 1 or 2 days. Darren says, I'm a truck driver now. I traveled to every state but Alaska. Alaska first, Puerto Rico second, then the Philippines. Maybe 3 months to start until I can stay much longer. And that's a good plan. Don't bite off more than you can chew. And this a lot of times what we do, man. Guys come over here with these old one-way tickets, man. Man, y'all you're gonna learn a lesson, man. I wouldn't let that ticket expire until I was settled, until I knew, yeah, this is for me. This is where I'm going to be. This is how long I'm going to be here. I've got a place and all of that. But y'all coming over here on one-way tickets, man, that's stupid, man. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do it. He said he just came back. Wow. He said, do you like English City? I've never been to English City. Well, actually, okay, I think one of the reasons he told me was he gave the money to the girl to buy some goats or something. Okay. He said, what's the beach water like? Clean, warm? How long could you sunbake for? Does the sun burn? Well, most times this water out here is crystal clear. It just depends. If the waves are big, it's not going to be, you're not going to be able to swim, and the water's not going to be clean because it's bringing all that stuff in on shore. But if it's just a normal waves, man, that water's crystal clear out there. I went swimming a couple of times. When Michael Beach of Life was here, I went swimming with him. Him and his girlfriend, they were already out there. I just got in with them. But he says, how long could you sunbake for? Well, I'm going to tell you, man, the sun over here is going to kick your behind. You better have some good sunscreen when you lay out there. Michael Beach of Life was laying out there. I don't know what he had. He had something fancy he bought from the States. So you better do the same thing because it'll burn you over here. Yeah, he said the cruise ship has sailed. Yeah, they've kind of lost their steam, and I'm kind of, well, they're doing live streams, so you guys have to understand it hasn't sailed. I guarantee you they probably earn more money on YouTube than me. I mean, that's just a fact, man. They're not gonna keep doing them live streams. They're not gonna do it, all of that, if they're not getting paid. You guys are paying them, and that's why they're doing that. Yeah, she's really a nice woman. I mean, but well, there's really no best place to pick up girls. Because I mean, there's beautiful women all over this place. You heard Marcus on that interview. He said, man, he said, it throws you back. You're not used to seeing it. It's just so many in such a small area, and you're like, wow, so really anywhere. But I mean, remember, you can't approach them like you approach them in America. You gotta be more subtle with it. I was showing Oliver yesterday at like the young lady, she was a nice looking waitress. And I just say, where are you from? And what you try to do is try to find out something you have in common with. This is what Maryland taught me this. Because I was like, well, how do guys, because I see guys talking to Filipino women all the time, how do they, meet? And she said, well, they just start talking in general. And if they find something they got in common, they focus on that. So the lady over there said, oh, I'm from Mindanao. So then I had something in common with her because I'm from Zamboanga. I said, oh, yeah, I live in Zamboanga. My son was born there. My wife's from there. You go from there like that. You can't go up to them and say, oh, you looking fine, lady. And all that old stupid stuff we do at home. Crazy stuff we do at home, You don't want to do that, man. That's a red flag for them. They already know that you think they're easy. You don't want to do that. Well, there's no sharks. I don't know. I'm going to say that they've got I forgot the name of the sharks that they got the whale sharks, but I don't think they have those sharks. They don't come in close to the shore like they do in Florida and Hawaii and stuff like that. I'm sure they're out there, but no one's ever said anything about sharks, the fear of sharks, or shark sightings in the Philippines. Yeah, hit the thumbs up, guys, for me. I appreciate it, guys, because we got about 15 minutes because it's Sunday. I'm not going to the beach today. Um, and not the beach, I mean the gym, man. I went yesterday and worked so hard, and this damn shoulder, man, I tweaked it, and it's taken a while to get to heal. Kamal says, even with less than 3,000 subscribers, Cal, that's a good point. Yeah. And do you blame them, though? They've hit on to something, you know, it's something that Filipino women do to us. They've got that power, man. And, you know, we spend millions of pesos over here, justified and unjustified. I don't know if there's any other place where we trick off more money than over here. I think this is the trick capital of the world. I mean, we really spend money over here, and I don't know why, but we do for this place. I mean, that's why you don't have to worry about, people says, oh, they're going to crack down on the dating sites. I don't think you're going to have to worry about that. It's a money-making business, man. And just chatting with a foreigner online can change a woman's life over here. Think about how simple that is. So, no, it's not going to slow up anytime soon, and it's not something I created. It's not something that I invented. And just because I talk about it doesn't mean that that I invented it. But let me go back to here. He says, is it true some Filipinos are scared to go to Siquijor because it's known as island witchcraft? Yes. It's one of the reasons why you don't see a lot of people here. But you do see some locals here. More and more are starting to come. But not as beautiful as this place should be. It should be overrun. Some guy was like, Cal, do you think you promoting Siquijor is going to make it like Alona Beach in Panglao? No. Because Siquijor Island, I think it's 71 kilometers, the island is. So it's a whole lot bigger than Alona Beach. But from the very first day I came here to now, I have to scratch my head like I'm doing now. Like, where is everybody? Why isn't anybody over here? And it's just because they won't get out of their comfort zone. But I brought Marilyn over here. She loves it. She got out of her comfort zone. Imagine Marilyn was 36 before she ever came to Siquijor Island, and she only lives in St. Carlos City. Easy to get here. Come to Dumaguete, 30 minutes on the ferry. Never came here. Never thought to come here. But now she loves it. She got out of her comfort zone. And that's what we have to do. He said there's no real shark issues here. I've never heard of anybody getting attacked by shark here, but those box jellyfish, yeah. The box jellyfish, yeah. Atomic Vagrant says, it won't take long after arriving here to meet expats in their 40s, 50s, and 60s who ran out of money and are going back home to do nothing but a men's shelter. No, most expats over here are success stories. But remember, they don't have YouTube channels. They don't come on people's YouTube channels for interviews and stuff like that. You have no idea what you're talking about. There's people successful over here beyond your wildest dreams, guys, that would never come anywhere near a YouTube channel. Okay? So no, you're wrong about that. If it was so bad, why do people keep coming? Why has it become more and more popular? Do people make mistakes? Absolutely they do, because they're not listening. There are some things you can do to protect yourself over here. Get to know the place. Get your feet wet. Don't make any commitments so soon, especially with your money. Buying houses and lots, don't even make any type of impulsive decisions. I would say within the first year or two, I wouldn't make any big purchases. The biggest purchase I would probably make is a motorcycle. I'd be renting everything. I'd be saving my money because rent is cheap here. it is one of the things that inflation hasn't affected over here is rent. So if you come from America, I was paying $900 per month. Then I come over here and I'm paying, now that's just my rent. And I'm paying, let's say, with all utilities and everything over in America, I was paying about $2,000 a month. Then I come over here and I'm paying $376 a month for rent and all utilities. I've got to save some of that money. It doesn't mean for me to spend it just because I got that extra money. And that's what I'm saying. This is our problem. We bring our spending habits over here, and most of the time they're bad. They say, "Oh, I got what's that? $1,600 extra dollars. That means I can go out and spend it." No, you better try to save some of that free money. Yeah, I can raise it straight up. It's just sore here. And it may be my rotator cuff though. Because I had a friend who he used to lift weights. See, I don't really lift weights. I don't want to be a bodybuilder. I just want to be fit. But he was lifting weights all the time, and his technique wasn't right, and he had to have rotator cuff surgery. Frank Ellis said they spent all that money and found out later they really didn't have to. Yeah, the guy said it, man. He said it. He broke the internet with what goes on in the Philippines. He said guys are coming over here paying $100 for a cup of coffee that they can get for $1. That's really what we're doing. We're overspending over here on a lot of things, man. And there's no cause for that. But it takes a while for you to get settled into that and to change your spending habits and say, "Oh, I really don't need that. Maybe I need to start saving some of this extra money that I've got now." Because when you get over here in the Philippines, you're going to have more money than bills. But what we do is our spending habits and thinking from over there, we bring with us. So next thing you know, we're spending more than we have to over here. Now we got more bills than money. And you don't want that over here. Mr. Ringo, thanks for that super chat. He says, when I was in Siquijor, I watched these Filipino guys spearfishing at night with flashlights under the water, popping up only to take a breath. It was fascinating. Yeah, those are the true free divers. Mo was talking about that. He admires those men too. And that's his dream, is to go down there with one of them and to actually shoot a fish and spear a fish. Kamal says, have you ever heard of someone subject to deportation despite investments or real estate commitments? Well, if you break the law over here, they don't care how much money you got. They're going to, is that what you're talking about? Yeah, they're going to deport you. Are you saying because of investment scams or whatever? Because there were some Americans up in Manila, man, they was running investment scams. I'm telling you, they was raking in millions of dollars. And they ended up messing with the wrong guy, some guy over in Australia. And he brought the whole ring down. He was determined, I'm getting my money back. You guys are going to face justice. So that's what he did. He didn't stop until they were busted. I'm pretty sure they went to jail. Of course, they were deported. Jaden Ficklin says, have you seen many experts create successful businesses there? Absolutely. Most of it has to do with real estate, though. A lot of it has to do with real estate, renting apartments and different things like that. There's so many restaurants over here. I don't know. If that would be a good idea. Remember, it's location, location, location. He says there are a high rate of sexually, no higher than what's in your country. I feel safer over here having unprotected sex than over there. So how much? I've got 100,000 pesos for a medical emergency. At least that. It only costs 400 pesos to go to the doctor here in Siquijor for a doctor visit. But to be honest with you guys, it's not a whole lot. If you're not taking care of yourself, you can never have enough money, Laura. And, it's just, you can't just mistreat your body and then show up in the emergency room and expect a miracle. And that's what a lot of us do, basically. We just treat ourselves like shit for our whole lives. And then when we have to go to the emergency room with a massive coronary attack, we want the doctor to pull a rabbit out of his ass. It just don't work like that. Get out of your comfort zone, get off the couch, go walking, ride a bike, play tennis, do whatever you can. Do wheelchair aerobics if you can't walk. You got to do something, eat better. Frank Ellis says if you save $100 a month, that's over 5,600 pesos a month. That's a lot of money over there. It is. But we think that because we got extra money, that means we got to spend it. And that's the wrong way to think. You need to put that money up over here. You're 8,000 miles from home, man. First of all, stop buying those one-way tickets. If anything, if you're going to give yourself a year, buy that round-trip ticket. When you buy the round-trip ticket, make it for as long out as the company will allow you, the airline will allow you to. If they do 6 months, do that. A year, do that. And then when the time comes up, by that time, you'll have a general idea, do I want to rebook this ticket? Or do I just want to let it expire now that I'm comfortable over here? What do you want to do? Yep, it is a good way. But now I see that over here, they're playing games with that. They're introducing you to scammers. Okay? And this is what you have to be careful of. The best thing to do is just to grow some balls and say, hello, my name is Calvin, or something. Or you see a woman on her job and say, hey, where are you from? I do have the best. Just engage in some general conversation. Because nobody knows what you want or what you like but you. Merlin doesn't know what Oliver likes. She's only thinking, I think I know what he likes. This is a woman for him. No, only Oliver knows what he likes. So it's best that Oliver go out there. Well, they make it seem easy. They're not too easy now. Believe it or not. They make it seem easy, and then next thing you know, you're out of millions of pesos. So you say, this is so easy. Ask those guys who went back broken-hearted, who thought the same thing. All I got to do is go online and open up a profile, and I've got 200 women screaming at me. But you're your worst enemy because you don't know which one of them women is the real deal. We're literally taking these women for face value over here. You can't do that. You can't do it. They look so innocent, man. And most of them are, but for the most part, you better come over here and get some boots on the ground and just relax, man. And let that happen. Okay? Because your picker's broke in your home country. What makes you think you can come over here and you know what woman to pick? Your picker is going to work best over here, you think? You're the problem. A lot of times, most of us are the problem over there. The only thing is when you come over here, you're still the problem, but to her, you're the solution. You're going to be your own problem. You're going to end up meeting the wrong women. Brandon Pumphrey says advice for dating app guys. Say in your profile to say a special word in their first message to you. Otherwise, they are a fake bot scammer. Yeah. You'll know anyway. There's just no way 200 women are going to be coming at your inbox. And remember, the way the dating sites work, you may have a filter that you're only looking for 18 to 40 or whatever it is. But remember, the other women have a filter that you fit into. So you're going to show up on their feed. Okay, because I was helping a guy where he was in his 70s, right? Well, the women who were contacting him were in their 50s and 60s. He was like, Cal, I thought we put a filter in. I said, we did. But they've got a filter too. And you're coming in under their filter. It's just, these dating sites, man, they're just, I'm telling you, they're so confusing now, they're not the same. And I would stay away from them, guys. But thank y'all so much for your super chats, your super stickers, all your thumbs up, all your support of Sunshine Shoulders. Don't cheat yourself, man, and woman who's ever watching this. Don't be a cheater. Stop shortchanging yourself. Get some courage, man, and get out of that comfort zone. Coming to the Philippines is just one way to get out of that comfort zone. It may change your life. It changed mine. I was a laborer my whole life. I became an insurance man. I got out of my comfort zone. I faced my fear of looking people in the eye and talking to them. And that's what I would suggest you to do it. But I'm just going to warn you. The minute you decide to change your life, because changing your life is not easy. If it was, everybody would do it. Nature's going to throw everything in its arsenal at you to filter you out. Are you for real about it? Or are you just one of these guys over playing, dreaming, a couch, one guy's on the couch, a couch potato is what they call it. But once nature sees that she can't defeat you, she's going to get out of the way and open up the windows of heaven, and the blessings are going to flow, man. I'm telling you from experience. It's going to happen. It may take 5 years, 10 years. It may happen the next day. You never know, but you got to at least take some chances. And the thing about the beauty of life is, the reason I like the uncertainty of it is, you don't know when your dreams are going to come true. They may come true tomorrow. They may come true today. But if you quit, they're never going to come true. So take care of everybody. Help somebody today, man. There's somebody less fortunate somewhere around you, man, that you can help. It's just a fact, man, that I'm telling you that. And the universe is going to repay you. Sometimes 10 times, 100, 1,000 times your sacrifice, man. It's just universal law, guys. Take care, everybody. I'll see y'all next time. He said, Cal, he said, when you first came to the Philippines, you come by yourself. I did. Everything I talk about on my channel, I did. Okay, I'm not making up anything. This is a real life channel. I'm just sharing with you my boots on the ground experience. I've been doing that for almost 3 years. August will be 3 years. No, I don't make up stuff on here. I came by myself. Every mistake that I tell you I made, I've given women money. I've been scammed one time. But the good stuff I did too. But yeah, every mistake I made, man, I overspent. I spent $7,000 in 2 months over here, which in 2010 was a tremendous amount of money. I did that, staying in all them fancy hotels and stuff like that, because the woman I was with, she was too bashful, she was too shy to say, hey, the Ace Pension House right down the street is going to give you the same thing you're getting here for a third of the price. She wasn't going to tell me that. So I end up spending $80, $90, $100 a night, because in my mind, it's a deal. You can't get a 5-star hotel in America for $100 a night. something right on the beach. So yeah, I came by myself and I made every mistake. And if just one thing I can say that can stop you from making those same mistakes, hey, that's what my channel's here for. Thank you, Darren Ross, for that super sticker. Take care, everybody. I appreciate it. Yeah, I was scammed. I was played, but it was because of me, my greed and my ignorance. And a lot of us, we open ourselves up to that, man. And the women know it. The scammers know it. Hey, he's desperate. He wants me over there. Okay, well, send me a plane ticket and send me money for my babysitter. Well, she don't give a damn that you wasted money on that plane ticket. But that money for the babysitter she's putting in her pocket, she could do 4 or 5 people like that every day. And they do. The best job over here for some people, one of the highest paying jobs over here is to chat online with a gullible foreigner. They make thousands and thousands of pesos every week doing that. Not all, but it happens over here, guys. Okay, I'll see y'all next time.